Today we are here because we believe in the innovative possibilities of engaged action research. I created Research in Action because I believe traditional research does more harm than good to Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities. And throughout the years of doing this work, we have proven out what's possible when you allow community to define the questions and co-create the solutions. Our work has moved a Minnesota Supreme Court case. Our work has changed city and county housing policy, and it continues to do much, much more. Your investment in this work today will help create a pro bono fund that allows small nonprofits to come to Research in Action at low to no cost. It'll also ensure that the community experts that are participating in our projects get compensated for their time, and we can also support them in their transportation or childcare needs. The change that we seek are directly in the hands of those with lived experience, and we need to both honor them, resource them, and support them in that work. I would go further and suggest that your investment with us is not just in the work, but in a new way of being and acting in the world. I stand on the shoulders of former activists like Shirley Chisholm, who at one point in her career said that she would bring a folding chair. And although I'm honored for her example, we are no longer bringing folding chairs. We are building new tables, and we invite you through your investments to do the same. The Equity in Action Way Foundation supports the model that Research in Action employs, and that approach has proven what becomes possible when communities lead and institutions listen. In partnership with Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity, Research in Action examined why foundational Black households were not achieving homeownership rates comparable to their white participants. After implementing Research in Action's recommendations, Habitat nearly eliminated the gap, improving conversion rates from 16 verse 8% to 23 verse 22%. With the Westside Community Organization, Research in Action helped elevate the history of displacement in the Westside Flats and advance recommendations that led the City of St. Paul to expand eligibility for its Inheritance Fund program. As a result, displaced descendants are now receiving support to purchase homes. But the work that's close to our heart at Research in Action is the Missing and Murdered African American Women's Task Force. In 2021, Research in Action led the nation's first task force on this issue and released the first legislative report in 2022. That work helped contribute to the creation of the Minnesota's Office for Missing and Murdered Black Women and Girls and momentum behind the Brittany Clarity Act. And then in 2025, we launched the Justice and Institutions Statewide Survey. With support from 75 partner organizations, we collected 767 responses across the state from Black women and girls for the first time in our history. Together with the Community Action Council, we are now building a scorecard to help guide accountability and real change across housing, health, and human services systems, which Hennepin County has signed an MOU with Research in Action and agreed to use. The task force was, as folks shared, a really amazing experience where Black women got to define what violence meant. Black women got to co-design the survey questions, the engagement strategy, and the approach. And all intents and purposes got to co-write their report. As you think about other experiences that you've had on whether it's advisory councils, action committees, etc., what felt different about this process, and maybe what were some of the things you took with you?
I mean, I've said this before. I feel the process was, and the word intentional is very big, right, these days. But I have never experienced such an intentional process to be able to say, you know, how do you define violence? And I think even in those moments of silence, we could probably recognize that we've never been asked that. And so, because there were periods in our sessions where there was a lot of silence, and I think it was like, are we safe to say this? Is it okay? And is it going to actually be manifested in what you all are saying you're going to do? And so I think that that's where at least for me.
Mm,
I was like, when we would come back to the next meeting, you all shared our words verbatim. You shared how you want to utilize our words and our experiences in a way that is going to be supportive in the future and for us today too, not just
mhm,
for future generations, but like us right now. Um, and that's where I even I would get chills. I'm like, whoa, this like I am seeing my words in this presentation right now. They heard me. So
mhm,
I think that typically I haven't always been in councils where um, a lot of the accountability of the facilitators was even there
mhm.
or put out. And even afterwards, after the council has happened and the work has been done, there's not a lot of acknowledgement to the council sometimes. And then there's also like we don't see ourselves
Mhm.
in the work. So I'm like, were we actually there?
Right.
You know? So I would say I always hype up research and action and how y'all do it because it's different. Seriously.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we pride ourselves on trying to be as intentional as possible,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't always get it right.
Mm-hmm.
But we can take constructive criticism, and we want to show people we've heard it and that we can like model back a different way
Yeah.
of doing things. So I really appreciate you sharing that. This is not just a gala. This is a building of a movement where we are committing to no longer bringing folding chairs, but building new tables with Black women, girls, and femmes, and resourcing work led by Black women, girls, and femmes. When I think about the legacy that I want to leave behind in the world, it is shifting how research is conducted, placing the power in the hands of those most impacted, and supporting the answers that we know the community already has. Black, brown, and indigenous folks have those answers, and Research in Action wants to continue to partner with those communities to create lasting systemic change. Your contributions will support Research in Action and the Equity in Action Way Foundation in creating a pro bono fund that community-based nonprofits can get access to get free technical assistance, whether it's from strategic visioning to equity assessments or evaluation work that they need to continue to be successful, as well as helping Research in Action raise funds to pay community members directly, whether it's for transportation, childcare costs, food, and or stipends for their time. They are the experts and they should be properly compensated for their time and resources.